Hi, my name is Andy Cagnetta, and I've been a broker at Transworld for 30 years. I am originally from Verona, New Jersey. What drew me down to Florida was my wife, who grew up here in Hollywood, Florida, and I got to meet her in Hartford, Connecticut. You know what made me want to become a business broker was being frustrated with the process. I didn't know what I wanted to buy. I didn't know how to buy a business. So when I moved down here to Florida, I knew no one. I didn't know the marketplace. So I was really curious about the process. I had bought and sold my own business, did not use a broker because I didn't know they existed until I came here to Florida. So when I came here to Florida and started looking around to buy business, I ran into Transworld. They were super nice to me and they invited me to join the team, so I decided to do it. I love working with local business people because they all have a story. And working with them so they can achieve their dream of perhaps selling their business and pursuing more time with family or retiring or traveling the world is super exciting, and it's fun, and it's tough. It's hard to bring a lot of people through that process, but it's super rewarding when we get it done. So one thing I remember about working with clients, part of selling a business sometimes is that a lot of people are unhappy by the time we go through the process. It's a long, arduous process, and we were selling a plastics manufacturer for a husband and wife team, and they were in their 80s, and they were very upset to sell this business. I think at the end of the day, they didn't want to sell it. They knew they had to. And so they wound up selling it. And then by the end, I think there were some hard feelings by everybody, and they were super sad. And when we got done with the process, I really felt like she was never going, and the family would never talk to me again. Now, I knew the kids that had referred us to the business, so they were super thankful that we got it done for the parents. Wound up not speaking to the parents until the husband passed away. And because it was my friend's dad, I decided to go to the funeral and dreaded meeting the mom. I was so afraid of her. She was a very strong individual, and I figured she was going to basically run up to me and not be very nice. I walked into the funeral and immediately she saw me. She came running at me. She threw her arms around me and hugged me and said, "Andy, I have to thank you for the last 3 years that I got to spend quality time with my husband. And thank you so much for selling that business when we had the opportunity." Local businesses that I love visiting. There's so many of them. I'll throw out a couple, but I love visiting Gran Forno Bakery. I just love the bread. I love the coffee, and I love the entrepreneur that's behind it. My longtime friend, Leone Padula, and his sons. They do a great job. They've built up a huge company by buying Gran Forno with me. They bought the Floridian with some help with me. H2O, which is now called Gran Forno, which is now called Cafe Del Mar. And their new restaurant, which I forget what the name is, but it's up in Lauderdale by the Sea. And it used to be, I forget which restaurant it was, but they bought that place too. And they have a great business. I think one of the little known facts that my clients might not know is that I wrote a musical, and we're trying to bring it to the stage. It's called In Between 48th Street. You can look it up online, and we are trying to get that to the stage. And it's just the story of my early beginnings in the guitar industry. I have the tip for selling your business or thinking about selling your business. Keep good books and records. Please keep good books and records. Please start making sure that you properly inventory, have a constant count, your cost of goods sold is correct. Make sure you have a computer system so you know all the statistics and all the things that people are going to want to know. Make sure you're handling your payroll properly through a third-party service like Paychecks or ADP or Payrolls Plus, something. Please, folks, keep good books and records. What every business owner should know before they sell is that it's not an easy process. And the problem with the process is that anything can go wrong at any time. And if you don't know what to do at that moment, it could blow a deal. And really, sometimes, even though there's lots of buyers out there that want to buy businesses, there's only one or two that's the perfect buyer. And if we have the perfect buyer and you have the perfect buyer and you blow the deal because you don't know what to do or don't know what to ask for or don't know what to demand or not demand, it could be a fatal mistake. And you don't want to make a fatal mistake when selling your business. How do you know it's the right time to sell your business? Is when you don't want to wake up in the morning and go to work. And it's probably about time. And even beyond that, there are different stages of businesses out there in the world. And so when a business gets too large, it is too risky for any one individual to own it. You may not want to take the risks that a young person would take with a business because you won't be able to make up for a mistake. So when your business gets too big and it's too risky to make the decisions that you need or that business needs to help grow, it's time to sell. My favorite thing about the local business community here in South Florida is that we all realize we're interconnected and we all work really hard together. I want to shout out to the Broward Workshop, where over 100 of the local CEOs get together on a monthly basis and work on things like transportation, education, healthcare, safety, homelessness, affordable housing. And we all work together with the same goal of making our city, our county, our state a better place to live. We want to support local families. We want to support the local economy. And I think it's really important that we support local businesses that are invested in our community. Sure, there are some great large box businesses that come to town that do the right thing in the community. I don't want to disparage them, but people who make investments in our local community, we want them to stick around. We want to support them because they're just not going to pick up and leave if things go bad. And they're going to stick around and do the right thing and give back. And at the end of the day, I own a small business. Transworld is so fortunate to have grown up right here in Florida, right here in Fort Lauderdale. We started from one small office and now we have 250 offices around the world. We are fortunate to still be a small business here in Florida, and I want to give back to the community and I want to support that community the same way. But again, we're a fan of small businesses. If I wasn't a business broker, I don't know, I'd be a rock star, but I don't have the hair for it anymore. But I, would love to be able to play music or do something like that. But, I think probably what I would wind up doing is being in the nonprofit world. I would probably want to give back to my community and work for some cause that helps people that are less fortunate than others. So my favorite personal sport, I would say, is surfing. I would love to be able to surf more. Getting a little old to paddle out there, but I will. Don't show this to my wife, but I will paddle out again soon. Other than that, kind of to watch on TV, favorite sport is, I'm kind of torn between college basketball, football, baseball. I think the tournament is like one of the purest, like amazing sporting events out there, the March Madness. Favorite sports team, I'll go with the Yankees. Sorry to all those out there who don't love the Yankees. So my favorite business book is Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. Love that negotiating book. And then just for funsies, I used to like Isaac Asimov books, the iRobot books, and the and Foundation books. Best advice I ever received was by my therapist, who told me that strong people have strong emotions. The best way to get in touch with me is email me, ac@tworld.com.